Data analytics is one of the most in-demand skills in the world. People are switching careers into it, students are learning it, and companies across industries are hiring for these roles. But despite all the information online, most people still feel confused about where to start. Some people say learn Python first, others say SQL is the most important skill, then someone else tells you to learn Excel, Power BI, statistics, machine learning, and 10 other things before you are even job ready. And that is why so many beginners feel overwhelmed. So in this video, I'll simplify the entire roadmap for you. You'll learn what to study, in what order to learn, how to practice properly, and what actually matters if your goal is to become job ready. Now, before learning the skills, it is important to understand what data analytics usually means. So in simple words, data analytics is the process of turning raw data into useful insights that help businesses make better decisions. Companies use data to answer questions like why sales are dropping, which products perform best, why customers leave, or what areas need improvement. And the job of a data analyst is to find those answers using data. That is why data analytics is not just about tools or coding. At its core, it's about solving problems and communicating insights clearly. And once you understand this, the learning process becomes much easier because now you're learning skills with a clear purpose. And one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is trying to learn everything at the same time. They start with Python, then jump to SQL, then Power BI, and suddenly move into machine learning tutorials. Within a few weeks, they feel overwhelmed and stuck. But the problem is usually not the field, it is the approach. Data analytics is not about collecting random skills, it is about building layers. Every skill supports the next one, which is why learning in the right order makes the process much easier. So instead of trying to master everything together, focus on learning one skill properly before moving to the next. Now let's start with our step 1, which is starting with Excel. Now, even though some people say Excel is outdated, it is still one of the best tools for beginners because it teaches you how to work with data. In fact, many companies still use Excel daily. Learn how to clean data sets, organize data, use formulas, create charts, and work with pivot tables. Do not focus on memorizing everything. The goal is simply to become comfortable with data and basic analysis. Many beginners jump directly into coding, which usually makes learning harder. Excel gives you a smoother starting point and helps you build confidence early. Then we have step 2, which is learn SQL properly. If there is one skill almost every data analytics job asks for, it is SQL. Companies store huge amounts of data inside databases, and SQL is the language used to work with the data. In fact, SQL appears in a huge percentage of data analyst job postings. The good thing is that SQL is much easier than most people think. You simply need to learn how to ask questions from data. Start with the basics like select, where, group by, order by, joins, and aggregate functions. Then slowly move towards advanced topics like subqueries and window functions. But do not just watch tutorials. Practice consistently because SQL becomes easier when you solve real problems repeatedly. Now, step number 3, learn data visualization. Data is useless if people cannot understand it, which is why data visualization is such an important skill. This is where tools like Power BI and Tableau come in. And honestly, either one is completely fine. The real goal is learning how to communicate insights clearly. Companies want analysts who can explain stories using data, not just calculate numbers. So learn how to build dashboards, create reports, track KPIs, and visualize trends properly. A good dashboard should help people understand insights quickly and easily. At this stage, your projects also start looking much more professional. Moving to step number 4, learn Python without overcomplicating it. This is the stage that scares many beginners because programming sounds difficult. But for data analytics, you do not need advanced software engineering skills. You only need practical Python. Start with basics like variables, loops, conditions, and functions. Then move towards libraries like Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. This is where you learn how to automate analysis, clean large datasets quickly, and process data much faster. But do not try to learn everything at once. You do not need advanced machine learning immediately. Learn enough to solve problems and improve while building projects. That is how real growth happens. Now moving to step number 5, learn business thinking. This is what separates average analyst from valuable analyst. Most beginners focus only on tools, but companies care more about solving business problems using data. For example, one analyst may create good looking dashboards, while another explains why customers' retention dropped and what the company should do next. The second person automatically becomes more valuable. So, while learning technical skills, also try to understand basic business concepts like sales, marketing, customer behavior, and decision making. Because businesses care about decisions and outcomes, not just charts. Now, let's see why projects matter more than courses. See, courses can teach you concepts, but projects are what actually make you skilled. You can watch hours of tutorials and still struggle during interviews. But when you build projects, you start thinking like a real analyst. Start with simple projects like sales analysis, customer behavior, or e commerce trends. Through projects, you learn how to clean data, find insights, build dashboards, and explain conclusions. At the same time, avoid blindly copying projects from tutorials. Use them for guidance, but add your own thinking and insights because original projects stand out much more. And honestly, you do not need 10 projects. Even 3 strong projects can make your profile much stronger. At the beginning, learning data analytics feels exciting, but after a few weeks, things start getting difficult. You forget syntax, projects become confusing, and you start comparing yourself to others online. This stage is completely normal. Every beginner goes through it. The difference is that successful people stay consistent anyway. Even small progress every day adds up over time, and eventually, the concepts that once felt confusing start becoming natural. So if we simplify everything into one roadmap, it would look like this. Start with Excel, then learn SQL, move into Power BI or Tableau for visualization, and finally learn Python for automation and deeper analysis. At the same time, keep building projects and improve your business understanding. That combination is enough to build a strong foundation in data analytics and eventually move into areas like data science, business analytics, machine learning, or AI related roles. So, to conclude, the people who succeed in data analytics are not the ones who know everything from day one. They are the ones who start, stay consistent, and keep improving over time. So, do not wait for the perfect moment. Start small, keep learning, build projects, and trust the process because every expert in data analytics once started exactly where you are today. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more practical content around data analytics, AI, and tech careers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.